Should fantasy football managers invest a third-round pick in LeVeon Bell in 2020? For that conversation, we're going to SI fantasy analyst Michael Fabiano and the editor of Jets Country, Kristian Dyer. Fabs, I'll start with you. LeVeon Bell, he's been a stud for so long, but his first year with the Jets in 2019, just 3.2 yards per carry. That's not the LeVeon Bell we're used to seeing. What do you make of him heading into 2020?
Yeah, I feel like he's still an RB2. I don't know that he's ever going to reach back to that elite level in Pittsburgh, but a lot of it depends on how Adam Gase uses him. I don't feel like he used Bell properly last year. The Jets ran out of the shotgun 45% of the time with Bell in the backfield. In his final year in Pittsburgh, when he was a stud, he ran out of the shotgun 27% of the time. So a little bit of a difference there. Bell's also going to be playing behind yet another offensive line, right? The Jets added a whole bunch of starters to the 2020 roster, so that's going to be a little bit of a transition as well. The good news is that Adam Gase has had 4 top 11 fantasy running backs as an offensive coordinator or a head coach. Back to Noshawn Marino, Matt Forte, C.J. Anderson was another one who had success, Jay Ajayi as well. So the system can produce good running backs, but will Gase use Bell correctly, and how much will Frank Gore put a dent into Le'Veon's touches? That's why, to me, he is more of a middle to later RB2 from a fantasy perspective, because there's some risk there, no matter how talented he is.
Kristian, let me ask you, Michael brought up a good point about Frank Gore. They also drafted LaMichael Pirine. How do you see Adam Gase working in this rotation of running backs this year?
It's going to be very interesting, because last year there was a little bit of a sense around the Jets that there might be a divide between Le'Veon Bell and how he could be utilized within the offense, and Adam Gase, who's obviously a pass-happy head coach and wants to put in that type of scheme here with the Jets. At the end of the day, you look at the comments that are being made by Gase in terms of Bell raving about how he's coming into camp physically, how he's looking. Bell saying this is the lightest playing weight that he's had since high school. So far, the returns on training camp has been that Bell is flying around the field. And I do believe that the point that Michael made about a revamped offensive line should help Bell. Now, is he going to start getting into that consistent 4.2, 4.3 yards per attempt that we saw in Pittsburgh that made him an all-pro running back? I'm not sure about that, but I do agree as a sort of RB2 type of pick, 4th, 5th round in a lot of drafts. I think Bell could bring a lot of upside and a lot of potential that people aren't talking about.
You can find out where we have Le'Veon Bell ranked on our custom cheat sheets geared to your scoring system. That's going to be more important than ever in this 2020 fantasy season. For more fantasy football news and advice, go to si.com/fantasy.